Welcome to the stream. This is Clip Virgin. We've got Ziggy Marley on Club Random. We are talking spirituality, cannabis, music, a heightened consciousness, food, health, variety of life. Join us as we enter into the Club Random, the space for all. Ziggy Marley. Let's just get right into it. Thank you for joining. We're gonna have a great time.
This is a perfect example. Why?
Right.
Yeah, I can
see that.
Like he's one of let Barabbas. They know Barabbas personally.
Yeah,
Barabbas
because he robbed them.
Club Random.
I might have to take the ambient noise in the background off, but Ziggy Marley.
How are you?
Yes, man.
You look exactly the same the last time I saw you. You haven't aged a
No,
day.
yeah, Jay.
Really? Do you remember that? Like,
Yeah, I
you're on
remember.
Real time?
Yeah, remember real time, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That was fun.
And I remember I was always so surprised.
Okay, I can tell you right now, I gotta switch on over to the other side. I tried to have my screen on this side. Let me just switch it over. I can't do it like that. I don't know how they do that. I missed the intro. We got to take it back, folks. Oh man, we got to take it back. I'm trying to do no headphones, and I'm losing my direct ability. Here we are. How are we doing out there? Doing good? A lot of wild things happening out there. Ooh. Oh, Bob, please tell your son how to do it. Speak through him. Welcome to Club Random with Ziggy Marley. This is Clip Virgin. We are going to see if Ziggy Marley was a greeter. What type of greeter was he? Did he meet and greet? Did he stand and greet, or did he just say it? We went ahead a little bit, but let's back. Oh, he was on the lower level. That's how you know you are equal. Let's see what he does here.
How are you?
Yes, man.
You look exactly the same the
Yeah,
last time I saw you. You haven't aged a
There, see now, that old pool table has really brought the people together, okay? Very few are just waiting at the seat you get to. I should probably turn this down a little bit, huh? Thank you. They're gonna please don't strike me. Oh, Ziggy Marley. The pool table has really brought the people together to greet Bill Maher. They usually just sit there and wait for him to walk up to him, but now that they've got the pool table, they get to hang out at the lower level, executive style. So Ziggy Marley met him and greeted him. A lot of musicians do this. Iggy Pop with his high tops, 6-inch heels.
No, yeah, Jay.
Really? Do you remember that? Like,
Yeah, I remember.
Real time?
Yeah, I remember real time, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That was fun.
And I remember I was always so surprised.
Oh boy. Looks like I muted the wrong tab. Wrong one here. All right, I got to turn that off. Oh man, I was getting way too into it. Ziggy Marley. Really liking the black on black. Got a little, headpiece. Got the clean but comfortable, but still you can do some really cool moves. Thank you. Yep. Yeah, I got the live chat. Thank you. And woo, wow, we got Bill Maher looking just trying to. So Bill Maher always looking good, looking clean.
So surprised. You seem so exotic, and you live close.
Yeah.
Everybody lives in LA.
Yeah,
huh?
yeah, we're here.
How long have you
Yeah.
been here?
About 20 years now.
20?
Yeah, like I met my wife.
Well, you grew up in Jamaica.
Yeah, grew up in Jamaica.
How old were you when you left?
Big, like 30.
Oh, you were grown.
Yeah, I'm grown up, yeah, man. I grew up on.
I don't know if you smoke.
No, I'm all right now. I'm good.
Not right now?
I'm all right now.
Oh, I thought you'd be smoking as I walked in. Now, why is that? You're not a big smoker?
No, it's a very private thing for me, It's very
Private?
There it
spiritual.
is.
It's a very.
I take that
Yeah,
as
no,
a
check,
bit of
no,
an insult.
check what I said. Check what I said now. Like,
Wait,
yeah, certain parts of my life is not for everyone to see, Like, and that, you know what I mean? So, I don't know. I've been that way since I was young. It's like how I grew up with herb.
No, this is
That type of
because
thing,
it's
yeah.
more of a sacred sacrament.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
It'd be like me taking communion.
Yeah, like, hey, let's have communion.
I mean, if I was still a Catholic, I did as a child, and
Yeah, I mean, not to that level, but I just, yeah.
I see.
What kind of
But
take
it
it
won't
away there?
offend you if I.
No, man, I love it, man. Me take the contact.
What does that mean?
He will take the contact from you.
I thought you were speaking a different language. Contact. It means blessings upon you and your yak. No,
Patwa,
well, thank you.
patwa, good old patwa. Jamaican style.
Contact, okay.
Sometimes I try to talk, like, you know, so, like, you know, you can understand me, but
But do you smoke every day?
no, sometimes.
Not even every day?
No.
Who are you? Who's under that hat?
Well,
No, man, no, I'm not smoking.
so interesting. So did he assume, like us all, that he was just a heavy smoker? Oops, sorry. Thought you were. But some people just don't want to talk about it. You know, they just do their thing, and it's part of something else besides some kind of sacrilegious thing that whatever Bill Maher's doing, just yeah. No respect, Bill Maher, to the holy sacrament. Nice outfit too, because now you got black on black buttons, okay, and they're not shiny. It's nice.
So when the feeling take us, you know?
I'm similar. I don't smoke every day.
Yeah. And the thing with me is I can take weeks off or months off. It's not something that I need, you know? I don't like doing anything that I need to do. I want and need it. And I don't want to get like that at all.
I mean, so much of your music, which I told you when you were on Real Time, I'm really a fan of. I mean, I feel like you synthesize reggae into something that, for me who grew up on pop, is like the perfect blend of it.
Yeah.
And but a lot of the lyrics are about you do not like politicians.
Yeah.
And it must bug you that pot, especially in America now, is so political. I mean, it's because it's legal. So the states are involved. They're getting lots of taxes from it.
Right.
Does this bug you?
No, we like the fact that, you know, because we used to have a hide and, you know, I used to get searched a lot, you know, coming through customs or whatever because of that. But I like that freedom side of it. But what I'm concerned about is the over-commercialization of it. And then, because, you know, just like the food we eat, the herb we smoke, we want to be as natural as possible. You know what I mean? Because we don't want to put shit in our body.
Dude, I grow it right here.
Yeah, there you go.
You're sitting yards from where the plant is.
Pick some bones.
Allegedly. No, I kid, officer. No, it's legal now. You can have a plant.
Yeah.
It's not like I have a whole fucking farm out there, but, you know,
that's
the only way you can guarantee what you're getting. I don't trust them.
No, that's real. That's a good thing.
I don't trust restaurants.
Yeah.
You know what I do before I go out to dinner?
Yeah.
I eat at home.
Me too.
Oh, come on. Really?
Yeah.
I bet the only other person.
No, man.
It's like I like the atmosphere of a restaurant and sitting with people, but I don't trust your food.
I don't want to go there hungry.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't trust what you're doing back there because I know what you're.
It sounds like something's burning with Kurt Metzger. Or Bert Kreischer. Oh my God. That seems to be what everyone says about, or what everyone experiences on something's burning. They're like, what is he doing? Oh my God.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't trust what you're doing back there because I know what your game is. You want me to come back to the restaurant. How do you do that? You make something that's so fucking delicious.
Yeah.
Right? And it is. Restaurant food is delicious.
Yeah.
Although it's not even really a lot the kind of food I like. I like comfort food,
Yes.
diner food.
Yeah.
So like I basically have dinner and then go out to dinner.
Yeah, man, all right. That's the best.
And then just order
I do
a salad.
I do that to sometimes when I'm.
Sounds gluttonous. Just eat once. Why do you need to? Why do you need to pre-eat? That is the worst though. When you are really hungry and you should be able to handle it. Like, I don't know why people are. Just go a little bit longer without food. It'll be all right.
I'm going to people's house, like even for dinner sometime. I like to eat, let me eat, I don't know what, whatever you guys are cooking for dinner or whatever, that's fine, but let me go at least so that I'm not hungry.
Not that we don't trust you, but
yeah.
we don't trust you. I mean, that's it.
Okay, but he definitely has more of a trust issue because if he's going to eat somewhere and they don't agree with him politically, and a lot of people feel like they're almost, they certainly act like they're entitled to do something for the cause, and it's quite sick. And so you can't even just exist within your own world. It's instant conformity, and very very aggressive. Very, poison. They will poison you, folks. Okay, let alone many other things. So don't think that they won't. And Bill Maher has already experienced the eye that someone gives when you're like, your pea soup, Bill Maher. Here you go. I really hope you enjoyed this pea soup. It's really nice. Here. Why haven't you eaten it yet? Can you hurry up and eat it? Thank you. It's like, oh, woo. How about you gotta. Everyone's brainwashed, folks. Okay, everyone is brainwashed. So people exist in their own outer little prisons, and they gotta make sure you abide to their imprisonment, their mental trappings, their sense of existence, and that's why you don't eat out. Don't eat out. You just make your food. Be active. Have fun. Don't eat twice.
I
understand the concept.
It's so hard to keep toxins of all kinds out of your body.
It's hard. And then, we travel a lot, and then, I don't know, like, this is just true. Like, the food here has a different reaction than the food in Europe or in New Zealand where I've had food. We travel, we eat. The food here, there's something off about it here in terms of when I eat it, how my digestive system process it. You know what I mean?
So your reaction to it.
Yeah.
And anyone who has lived in Europe and or traveled out there, you know that instantly that the food is just different. The food's just different. Different ingredients. No everything's not processed. So
it's like you can feel like, you can feel it, you know. So yeah, the quality, we have to put quality in our system. Just especially now, this age and stuff. So
Yeah, the
really
Rolling
focus on
Stones
it.
wrote about that.
Yeah.
Remember Jumpin' Jack Flash?
Yeah.
It's a gas, gas, gas.
That's how that was. Yes.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
Yeah,
You know,
man, no, man.
sometimes I get home, if I have eaten in a restaurant, and there will be like, oh gosh, I can't get to sleep. Well, they probably put sugar or caffeine in some fucking thing that I didn't think they would, or, you know, I don't.
how about some hormone blockers? Add a little little feminine in your latte.
Trust
So
them.
you don't have nowhere that you trust? You don't have like a spot that you trust?
I trust them. You know what I trust them to do is to treat me well. I mean,
Okay, yeah.
like I love my restaurants here in LA.
Yeah,
I mean, and the atmosphere, and they just do everything. It's just elegant. You feel like, oh, I'm a grown up who grew up and got successful enough to eat at this fucking place, and it
Gotcha.
feels good.
Yeah.
But I don't trust
Ugh.
your food. No, I just don't. It's just not what you're.
Oh, wow. Interesting. So, lonely at the top, huh? Lonely at the top. He's able to achieve so much, and yet not be fully supported in it, be able to fully trust that. Ooh, scary.
The business of doing. It's not a health. If you want health food,
Yeah.
you know, go cash a bond and buy your weekly bread at fucking Air One.
Yeah.
'Cause-
I get you. That's true.
I mean, I'm assuming you have a lot of kids, right? You live in a traditional household. Does your wife do the cooking?
Well, you know, she started cooking.
Yeah. The conversation really doesn't seem to be going anywhere. Much like this this commentary. We'll get there, folks. We'll get there. I just need to warm up. We did a cold intro. Those cold intros, yeah, you know, I'll work on them, but got to speed it up. I got to speed up my commentary for them, for everyone, for myself, for sure. But here we are.
Cooking. The first time I met my wife, she wasn't doing the cooking.
But
She couldn't cook.
But then
You know, when COVID happened, that's when she started doing the cooking. She started
what?
COVID, yeah.
COVID.
We all went home and she does. People, I guess she had to find something to do, you know. But she's gotten really good at it.
Wow.
Yeah, she's doing a lot of cooking now. I cook too, but she does.
And what other traditional dishes we would find in the Marley house?
In the Marley house. Well, you know, I'm gonna tell you what we cook.
Oh,
we
Jan,
cook
you're
some
right.
fried
I do need to go
plantain. Fried green plantain.
anti-control history mode.
We just buy it anyway.
I was thinking of
any supermarket.
Really?
You buy it green.
I've never seen it in the aisle. What is
You
it?
never see green plantain.
Green plantain.
Yeah, and we're fried. You ever had green plantain?
No.
No?
I mean,
Oh.
we're not saying plankton, are we?
No, not plantain. Plantain.
Plantain. Oh, plantain.
Yeah,
yes.
plantain.
Plantain.
Yes,
Yes. I
yes,
think
yes.
I have seen it. Or
There might
what
be
does
a
it
bit
look
of
like?
this.
A
It
banana?
looks like a big banana. Yeah,
Look like I've seen the big banana.
Yeah.
I have seen the big banana.
You can eat it ripe
you're
or you can eat
lighter.
it green.
Oh.
So we have, I do that, you know.
Bill Maher always wonders why he doesn't have any fuel. I mean, look how. Oh my God, this is 30 seconds here. Oh my God, 40. Hold on a second. All right, here we go. Not only exactly, Jet. Not only does he not hear the accent, he just doesn't hear. He just doesn't. He's a little bit older. Okay. So, yeah, this should be a fun episode. Now, there are a couple times where it does seem like the way his lips are, it's almost like Jim Carrey's doppelganger, where he was licking to keep the mask on his face, and occasionally it looks like it might be that young comedian, the tall one who does Bill Maher. Like, what if he is? Oh well, he's Bill Maher's still in the shorter range. He taller than me though. I'm like 4'3". So I guess that doppelganger theory won't work. All those doppelganger theories. Woo. I wish they were not true. It's just weird out there, folks. People be wearing masks
In the Marley house.
In the Marley house. Well,
but that is Bill Maher.
I'm telling you, I'm cook some fried plantain, green plantain.
Or is
fried
it?
green plantain.
Okay. All right, that's what we're talking about. Sorry. Now, he strikes the flame. Okay, we got 9.
I'm telling you what, we'll cook some fried
9:40.
plantain.
I heard it there.
Plantain. Fried green
Okay,
plantain.
so 9:40.
Where you get that?
We just buy it anywhere at any supermarket.
Really?
You buy it green.
I've
Okay,
never
10
seen it in
seconds.
the aisle. What is
You
it?
never see green plantain.
Green plantain.
Yeah. And
15 seconds.
You ever had green plantain?
No.
20 seconds.
I mean,
Oh.
we're not saying plankton, are we?
No, not plantain.
25 seconds.
Plantain. Oh, plantain.
Yeah,
yes.
plantain.
Plantain.
Yes,
Yes. I
yes,
think
yes.
I
30
have seen
seconds.
it. Or what does it look like? A
Green,
banana?
it looks like a big banana. Yeah,
Look like
big,
I've seen the big
35.
banana.
Yeah.
I have seen the big banana.
You can eat it ripe or you can eat it
40.
green.
Oh.
So we have, I do that, you know.
45 seconds. He finally.
I use it also. I
is
make
it?
porridge with it. Plantain porridge.
Porridge, not a
so
word
that's
you
a
hear
kind
a
of
lot.
tradition.
Wow.
My wife, she's Jewish.
Okay. So Bill Maher had 45-second light time on that. Well, Bill Maher, you wonder where your fuel's going. And while you're there, you should be cooking it. You're not even doing that. Oh, great! I got okay. People are seeing my doppelgangers. Yeah, I got a few. I got a few. That's why I don't like wearing these headphones. Okay, I need to make sure my ears are so you can see my ears. Okay, that's how you identify someone. It's always the ears. And Ziggy's got his ears covered. Okay, well, come on. No, I really do this because I gotta listen to this, and then if the microphone picks up on it and it echoes, I wish there's a way that I didn't have to wear headphones. I know that there is a way, but then my reaction will be delayed. I might try it for a little bit, but no, I like the quick reaction. I gotta figure out a way though, because I don't need to tech talk with you guys. Sorry.
Planting
Porridge, not a word
that's
you
a
hear
kind
a
of
lot.
tradition. My wife, she's Jewish, so she make challah.
Jewish?
Yeah.
Okay. It's like comedians talking comedy.
I hear a lot.
Tradition. My wife, she's Jewish, so she make challah.
Jewish?
Yeah, she born like an Israel woman.
Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah. So she make challah, and she cook, the Shabbat dinner and things like that. So
Right.
yeah, we enjoy it.
She makes holla when you holla.
Yeah.
It's great the way the cultures can meld like
Yes,
that,
man,
is it
yes,
not?
man.
I mean,
Yes,
did
it can
not
happen,
know
Bill.
that.
Jeez.
Married to a Jamaican and a Jewish wife.
Yeah. Israel.
and
Oh, he's coming up with the joke. Jamaica. Jamaican and a Jew walking up. If a Jamaican and a Jew walk up to you, what do you do? Except for curtsy, or oh, hello. I mean, poetry just whew, pours from this man.
it works because people are just people, right?
Yeah, I mean, it
A lot
work,
of-
but it work. Yeah, it work hard. What I say is like love work. If you have that real love, love work. And you still have to work at it too. And then, it wasn't always kosher with the family.
To use a technical term that actually
Yeah,
applied.
but
Right.
eventually, them see the
Oh
love,
God.
and the love conquer that stereotypical thing that they see or they want.
Absolutely.
When them still love them, like, oh, this is all right. Yeah,
Question is, can you make kosher plantain?
yeah, man, planting kosher, man. Yeah, man.
You can?
Yeah, man, kosher.
You can make anything kosher.
Yeah, plant vegetable kosher, man. Vegetables. I think I would.
Right, you can make anything kosher
Yeah.
because it's complete bullshit anyway. It's just some guy who's saying this is, it's the rabbi's
Yeah, yeah,
blessing.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it's not like they're doing it. They're actually putting, caffeine in it or something.
No, I think them have certain traditions of how they slaughter the animal and stuff. It's ancient
Yes.
tradition. It's an ancient tradition.
Yes.
Because in commercial farming, it's like brute. Them just slaughter the animal. All that fear, all that blood, all that stuff affect what you're eating. Like
Correct.
So
Yes.
it's like how you slaughter the animal that you're gonna eat is also significant. So I think that's where that comes from. Like how you do the slaughtering,
Right.
Yeah.
I think it's better if the animal doesn't see it coming.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not good for the animal either way,
Yeah.
let's be honest. But animals do kill each other. It's not like
Yeah.
they're blameless. But I feel like animals are smarter than we think, and they know when they're like in the slaughterhouse,
course.
and then they're on the line. And,
Yeah.
and I think that sort of anxiety does affect
Yeah,
the,
man.
the chemistry
Yes, man.
of the creature
Yeah.
that then you are eating.
Yeah.
So it's not just, this is not hippie bullshit.
No, it's true. It's true. It's science, natural.
Right.
It's natural.
Yes.
So you ever kill an animal? Have you killed?
I have not killed an animal.
So we grew up on like a semi-farm. So we used
Well,
to kill.
Yeah, Jan. Yeah, it's the whole adrenochrome in the meat. Yep. Yeah, good point. Just yeah, interesting. They're now living a good life, and then you're eating them, and then we think it's gross when, and it is when they're eating. Wow, it's really sick, really sick. Just think about the whole Epstein. That's the thing too. I haven't. It's the first time in a while I haven't really thought about Epstein stuff. Although it's always been around, but now it's like, oh God, like once you really start to think what went down, whoa.
I've fished.
You fish.
That's killing an animal. Yes, you're right. When I was 8 or 9 years old, we went out at the shore on the boat, and I was very thrilled. And you caught ling.
It's a really good reminder. No need to apologize. It's a good reminder. Oh, you didn't apologize. That same method was being used on us through how they processed meat, and then also, there's articles out there saying that there's stuff in the meat, in the fast food. So something to look up. But I would be eating home too, like Bill Maher, instead of eating out. And then that's if they don't have a problem with you politically. Okay, that's just how the food is being processed, just base level. And then you got to worry about the people preparing it, if it's gone through the right kind of process. And I mean, there's a systems in place to make sure that those safe methods are being used. A lot of times that doesn't work out that way, but and then once you get past that, then people that are prepared, even handing it to you, and all that stuff. It is it's a war zone out there, folks. I don't know if you know that or not. A lot of war around the world. You don't think it's happening? No, let's not think of. See, that's what Epstein does. I'm like, oh, that's right. We are at war. Let's not forget.
The fish, and it was not even a good fish. Maybe we found a way to use them, but I think it was just because it was amusement. It was something that you did as sport.
Yeah.
Which is horrible.
Yeah.
And I killed butterflies. Well,
no, that's wicked.
I was 5.
Yeah, that is wicked, because butterflies are the MK Monarch, the project kids for the elite. And that's what they called the MK Ultra program. Or that was the the one before it or something. Before or after. I don't know. No one but that Twyman. Tracy Twyman knows. Check out that Minnie Mouse video. It's wild.
Come on. You can't. I mean, I don't want to be
That's
held,
wicked.
Zig, I don't want to be held responsible for what I did when I was 20, let alone 5 or 40.
You just kill, you're curious.
I don't know. I didn't think, I was too young to think about it. It was just a sport. Again, like they gave me a butterfly net and I would go out and, there was,
It's in our nature to kill, to be curious.
It's in our
killing,
nature
right?
to kill, and it's in my nature to collect.
Oh.
I'm a collector, you know?
Yeah.
And so I would get them, and then, this is so horrible. There was a thing, and they called it the killing jar.
What was I just saying? I'm like, wait a second. He's talking about Monarch. He's saying that he's. Are you killing old program kids? Kids that have been put through the.
Them and then this is you know.
Yeah.
And so I would get them, and then this is so horrible. There was a thing, and they called it the killing jar, because you want to kill it in pristine form,
right?
Because then my father mounted them. You'd put it in this. We had them on the wall, in glass case.
Yeah, I think I've seen that.
It was because they're pretty.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But it was just barbaric when I think.
So you catch them and kill.
Okay. If you're talking killing butterflies, you might as well be saying you're an assassin. That's pretty wild. No, you had the science, nature science thing. You get to get the stick bug and the butterflies.
Kill them and you put them in a glass case.
Yes, the killing jar, and then it was formaldehyde.
You serious?
Of course, it was the killing jar. I mean, the fact that they left it with a 5-year-old to do is hysterical, because I could have been like, yeah, what's in this jar? And been like, for the rest of my life. I mean, but people were like that back then. They weren't that careful with the kids. And so I have killed things, and I'm sure I will pay.
Yeah, man, but...
Wow. Oh, the Killing Jar is the name of a famous Echo in the Bunny song. Oh, okay. Not aware of them. Wow. Interesting. Why is he saying it like that too? Wow.
I mean, but people were like that back then. They weren't that careful with the kids. And so I have killed things, and I'm sure I will pay.
Yeah, man, but at least, you know.
Yeah, he's like, what? No. I'm about to clock your... It's like,
what it is like, because...
Hell no.
You know you'd want to stay.
Fuck no.
Everybody.
He's like, no. Whoa. You're talking about killing too much, man.
We been gone. But
and they weren't that careful with the kids. And so I have killed things, and I'm sure I will pay.
Yeah, man, you know, but you have, at least you know what it is like. Because, like, for us, we used to kill we used to have chicken and we have to kill the chicken. And then we eat the chicken in the evening when we're growing up in Jamaica. You know what I mean? That's how you kill, you know, the chicken, you kill it, and you eat it. It's a part of.
Again, this is why we don't have to feel too guilty about it, because if you've ever watched a nature show, you just see the animals in the wild. The hyenas are lovingly drinking by the river, and then the lion comes and just rips them to fucking pieces. And it's, you know, they're even like, if my dog got out, the coyotes, the coyotes, which are almost definite cousins to the dogs, there would be no professional courtesy. There would be no, you know, our species are so close. I can't rightfully feel good about eating you. Oh no. They will take Paris Hilton's little dog every.
It's like, yeah. Quit leaning into him so much. Yeah.
Our species are so close. I can't rightfully feel good about eating you. Oh no. They will take Paris Hilton's little dog every day of the week.
Yeah, man. No, we are just a part of that same chain of nature, though. Like, I mean, the lion and all, you know, we are.
But do you eat meat? Is that part of your?
No, I don't eat meat.
No
I eat
meat.
fish.
Fish.
I eat fish. And
Well,
I with chicken sometime. But yeah, no meat. I stopped eating meat long time. Meat, I don't know.
Okay, but I don't understand that distinction. Like, I know people say I'm a pescatarian. I just eat. I mean, if you're willing to kill a living creature who's living his best life, I don't know why you don't go all the way and eat whatever animals.
It's not because I don't like. I have nothing against people killing cows and eating cows, but it's just my digestive system. I don't need it. I don't need to put that type of meat inside of my system. From I stopped it when I was young. Like, and when I stopped it, it was like a philosophical, spiritual thing. But I can't put it back into my system. I don't feel like. And what I've heard about meat, like eating meat, I know how long it takes for digest and them type of thing there. I don't need meat, so I don't eat it. Not because of any kind of great idea or nothing. I just.
So I'm so fascinated by this and your families, and I'm always happy.
You gotta listen to your body. You gotta have time away from it and then reintroduce it with everything. You gotta. You actually see that the more you put into this system to break down whatever it is that you're putting in, the more you're doing that, the more tired you are, the worse you feel. You know, you can be on a schedule for that, but even then, it's I mean, I like to eat like the next guy, but if it's going to be scheduled, you can't be eating a lot of crazy things all the time. Gotta eat clean, and you feel better. You will be better, think better, have energy to do things.
to see any sort of cross-cultural marriage. My own life.
We're getting
my
to help
parents
Doc, folks.
married in 1951. That is a long time ago. And my father Catholic, my mother
I'll
Jewish.
just keep nodding.
Not really a practicing
be like,
Jew,
yes,
but Jewish.
whatever
And like
Ziggy
good
says.
Catholic boys just did not marry Jewish girls in 1951. It was much more outrageous then than interracial marriages today. But I think, this is old school liberalism, not woke bullshit.
Yeah.
That the more we mix,
Yeah.
the more we don't even know what we are, the better. You can't have prejudice if and this is a big theme in your music too, is a lot about the people and we're not just crayons in a box. I love that lyric, that song, that idea. We're not just crayons in a box.
Yeah.
And what's the next line?
And we're not labels for the stock.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great.
We're not donkey and elephant.
We're not donkey and elephants.
Yeah.
Yes.
We are the people. I think a lot of this problem in the world will solve if everybody just, love who you love and
your Jewish relatives, they're cool with you?
Yeah, man. By now.
Always were?
No, it was a strange. I'm a real strange being. Not only am I not. Not only was I not from here, I don't speak. I'm a different type of.
It would be one thing if you married a Gentile, but who's this dude?
This Jamaican.
Gentile. This is 10 subway stops past that.
This is way past. This is way past that. This is out of left field.
People will optimize.
I mean, he could be. You could be from, a different civilization. I know for sure, Zell, Bill Maher is not. He is. He is Bill Maher. Please skip through this faster. Oh my God. Why is it so slow?
Usually, the Jewish family want the wife.
I will say though, I hope Bill Maher's doing well. I hope his health is okay. He seems to be doing a lot. And I hope he's doing good. I didn't mean to laugh.
Usually,
I didn't mean to laugh at that.
The wife to marry somebody who's Jewish and continue. That's the whole thing.
Or
continue the tribe.
Or this is, I think, even more common. The Jew marries the non-Jew, and then one of them converts. Like lately, I think it's a lot more people becoming the Jew. They're not Jewish, but the husband is Jewish, and it's like, okay, I'll be a Jew, as if it mattered. But like when my mother did it, she didn't become a Catholic.
Of course, Bill, you think that.
But she had to pretend. They made her go to Catholic,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I remember she telling me the priest that did it was cool.
Yeah.
Because he could have been an asshole about it. But he was like, look, I know this is bullshit. You know this is bullshit.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm gonna tell you about Catholicism because that's how the kids are gonna be raised. So you'll be educated in it. But you don't have to pretend. Okay, I get it. I'm in the church. Believe me, I know this is bullshit. If anybody knows, it's me. A little more lotion on me, Billy. No, I kid the priests. But
let me tell you.
Oh, jeez. And he's like, yeah, nah, no. Now you're making priest jokes. You're talking about killing jars. Apparently it's some song. You ain't having it.
The thing with me and my wife and her Jewish heritage is that I was already connected to it from my upbringing through Rastafari. Because within the Old Testament, Solomon, David,
Yes.
is the same. Haile Selassie, who is one of the men who, in the day them you said that is God. He was a lineage from Solomon. So I feel like I was already
Right.
in
They
that
are
in that
linked.
already, so I was already there.
They are linked.
So I never feel like I have to physically transform because I was already spiritually who I am. My name is David. My name is David because of that reason. My parents name me David. My father called me Ziggy. But we were always connected to the traditions. That's why we didn't eat pork. We follow all of the rules. We kosher. We follow all the kosher rules from growing up. And I didn't know what
David's easier
Jewish
to
was.
say.
But this is the way we were living anyway, without knowing what Jewish was.
Well, certainly your cooking must have been better. Jewish cooking is famously not,
That's the European style. The Middle Eastern style, they can
Yeah,
cook some
maybe
food.
so.
Yeah.
I mean, like matzah.
Like I can handle David Marley. Ziggy. Man. And I'm refraining from doing my signature being in the show move out of respect for Ziggy. But once I heard that his name is David Marley. Ooh. That just sounds right. I might just have to just try it on for it's just because it's all black, folks. I would have, if he was wearing a different outfit, I would not have done this, folks. Okay, out of respect, he's one of the good ones. Okay, they're all good. Everyone's good. Okay, except for anyone involved with Epstein. But he's wearing all black. Finally. But here we are. Now, Bill Maher. Here, let me get a little bit. He's doing black hands, folks. No one in comedy history has ever done black hands. Okay? You're seeing it here first. Clip Virgin. Doing black hands. Hey, Bill Maher. There's other religions out there. Okay? But you already did talk about some weird Catholic thing. Jeez. For real, let's really... Can we get over this? Not... A religious group is good to have a community, but don't let it take over your minds. Oh, God. Like, I'm going... Yeah. I went full Shiva, folks. Going Shiva. So, please, just exist and do unto others and all that stuff. Oh, God. All right, here we go. That's what makes the time worthwhile for me, folks. Otherwise, I would go absolutely insane if I wouldn't have the chance to try on some Ziggy. Oh, they call them skins now, folks. That is too far, okay? That's what people are saying in video games. Skins. Can't believe it. I was all about the one-ups. Get the shrooms, okay? They're about getting guns and killing. Weird.
That's
You know,
a European stuff.
and you know what matzo?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Flat,
Give me too.
tasteless, and the reason why was because they said, you know, the Jews were always so under attack. You know, they had to be ready to leave in a minute, so they couldn't even wait for the bread to rise.
Right.
It's like, whoa.
The mud side.
Yeah, right. No, it's because you guys were whining and complaining that you weren't getting fed enough. You're like, where's the food? And you know, with all them getting, I need the food. It's like, oh, just here. He didn't let it rise. No, it's this thing. It's fine. But it tastes weird and it's not fluffy. It's fine. It's cooked. It's like, but I'm freezing and I'm so hungry. Like, get out of your coat. Sure. Coat shirt. Oh, call it kosher. Where do these words come from? I have no idea. I know nothing about the human language. I just read faces. But he, I don't know.
And you other people are complaining.
We don't do bits
these
here,
poor
folks. We
motherfuckers
don't do
couldn't even
bits.
wait for the
Yeah,
bread
we
to
can-
rise.
no, man, you
That's
gotta
how.
go.
Wow.
Yeah. Struggle. So
But
yeah.
it is not known as like the world's most delicious cuisine.
No, not the European. But I'm telling you right now, because
Yeah, I'm sure you're right.
I've experienced it. So I'm gonna tell
Right.
you right now. The European side of
let
things
'em
is different
talk.
than the Middle Eastern side of things. You understand? The Middle Eastern food, yeah.
Well, that's-
we love
there's
that.
Oscar-
And Persian too, because my wife is also Persian too.
Let him
So the
talk.
Persian side, you
Well, your
know.
wife is Persian.
Persian Israeli.
Oh, well, there's a Persian Jew in the Bible, Esther.
That's her bloodline. That's where she's from. So that's
And you know, the David bloodline goes to Jesus.
yeah.
So they say.
Yeah.
I mean,
We're
but
talking
they
bloodlines,
do
folks.
make a point
Yeah.
in the New Testament of claim of
Oh, it's talking about the blood of Christ, the bloodlines. Ooh. Why? Talk about something else. Why is everyone talking about blood? What is it about blood? The living water.
making that connection for
Yes.
people that the line of King David
Yeah.
is, you know, begat,
Yeah, yeah.
begat, say hello to the Messiah.
Yeah.
I'm summarizing the
He's
Bible,
like-
but I'm also not getting it wrong.
He's like, yeah, that's right.
And
Yeah.
but yeah,
He's like, I've seen him several times.
you're right. All these cross currents. I mean, Islam is an Abrahamic religion. In the Quran, Jesus is in the Quran. He's just not considered the
David.
final prophet.
Right. Yeah. It's all connected, man, but
But is that all connected to Rasta?
yeah, man, well, we're
No.
all connected to it because, you know,
I mean, he basically looks like an Egyptian hieroglyph. I mean, they all look like that. So you know he's beyond exotic. Okay, he's part of the lineage. Okay, the bloodline. You can tell. Look at it.
I guess we all was searching for something, and, you know, something
I hear that a lot.
You know, I guess that's what it's about, you know, like
Bill Maher, here's a lot when he's talking to women. He's like, they're like, well, I'm searching for something. I'll get to you in a second. Well, I was wondering if I could happen here. One second, I'm searching for something.
the journey of life is exploring, not just exploring physical, but exploring mental, spiritual too. Let's explore, let's see, oh, God, is there such a thing?
I'm not doing that much of that. I got to tell you. But I'm, you know, maybe I'm 70. But you know, like.
Yeah, he's like, excuse, what? You're talking about killing jars and doing things with priests and you're following my holy sacrament of John Peyote. Ziggy don't like Bill Maher. It's like, ooh, hold on. Like, I'm not really.
Too. Let's explore, let's see, oh, God, is there such a thing?
I'm not doing that much of that. I got to tell you. But I'm, you know, maybe I'm 70. But you know, like.
Yeah, it's like, but I'm talking about God. Wait. What?
I got to tell you.
Explore, let's see, oh, God, is there such a thing?
I'm not doing that much of that. I got to tell you. But I'm, you know, maybe I'm 70. But you know, like, I feel like I know who I am. I know what I do. I want to keep doing it. I like it, what I do. I like who I hang out with. I'm not sure I'm searching for anything except the next really good streaming series. I'm absolutely searching for that.
But where does that come from? Like, for me, you said that
Netflix.
No, you said that, you know, but you said that creative energy that you have, that creativity, where does that come from?
Okay, there you go. So Ziggy's saying he's not creative. Okay, you gotta put your body and your mind through the holy test to to see the light.
That creativity.
That's a
Tell me about that.
Deep question.
Cause me, it's the same thing with me.
Deep question.
Where the shit does.
Right, I know. And okay, it's deep. So what? Maybe not. Maybe for you, as you try to spin everything that Ziggy's been saying that has been very interesting, and then you flip it to a very surface, kind of boring topic. And why? Why is Bill Maher stopping Ziggy Marley from going deep?
I was just telling somebody, I have no, like, sometimes
Part of yours comes from DNA.
From DNA.
And so does mine.
Okay.
I feel like I had the perfect parents to be what I became. I mean, I became a comedian whose fodder is mostly all the news, but not just politics, but culture. I lived in a house where my father was funny and was in the news business.
Okay.
So.
Oh, we got to hear about this every time. Oh, it's funny. That's where I learned it from my father. He was in the news business. Come up with some new material, Bill. And get that tote off your chair. You're ruining it. Quit picking your chair constantly. No one else is doing that. Why do you gotta pick your chair? It's very fidgety, addictive kind of thing, man. What is that? It's not right. Get a different cushion. You can't have mismatched cushions. Especially when the one is poking out. Oh my God. Bill.
So plainly, that
Some of that.
comes through, and the next
Some of that,
generation,
yeah.
you know, I mean, you certainly have, you know, done your father proud with the way you continued on with the, you know, again, the music, but like 2.0.
Yeah.
It's great. I mean, I like your father's music.
All right. So now he said this a few times now. He's obviously going to be bringing up Bob Marley, and he obviously has got to talk about him. And it was going just fine until Bill Maher said, well, genetically.
Was funny
Uh-huh.
and was in the news business.
Okay.
So plainly, that
Some of that.
comes through, and the next
Some of that,
generation,
yeah.
you know, I mean, you certainly have, you know, done your father proud with the way you continued on with the, you know, again, the music, but like 2.0.
Yeah.
It's great. I mean, I like your father's music too.
Yeah, man. No, yeah.
It's like, oh, God, here we go. Yeah. No, that's fine. Yeah. Oh, I will never be my own person, apparently. Shit. I thought I was supposed to achieve individuality, according to Carl Jung. That mofo be incorrect. I am unified. Can never separate from the bloodline. So, Ziggy Marley. Dressed in all black because he's under a very large shadow that's being cast by his father. And come on, man. Like, can we just talk about the things I want to talk about? I was taking some steps that you call deep, and you yanking me out, talking about food. He doesn't want to talk about this.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's great. I mean, I like your father's music too.
Yeah, man. No, yeah.
Oh, wait. Interesting. It could also be like, no, it was good. Yeah. It's just like, God, that shit sucked. It's like, yeah, that's good. Yeah.
We know.
Yeah.
It's
Maybe.
great. I mean, I like your father's music too.
Yeah, man. No, yeah.
Ooh. Maybe he doesn't like his daddy's music. I might have gotten the whole read wrong. Ziggy Marley. El David. Doesn't like daddy's music. All right, let's see.
With the way
let's
you
not get carried away.
continued on with the, again, the music, but like 2.0.
Yeah.
It's great. I mean,
Yeah.
I like your father's music too.
Yeah, man. No, yeah.
It lends itself really good to like putting it to.
Oh, he didn't even get to say anything. Oh, that's tough. That is tough. And in good form, Bill Maher is not letting him hang. Okay, so he's not hanging him out to dry. He's picking it back up here. Ooh, let's take a look at this. Is tough. This is tough.
Yeah.
It's great. I mean, I like your father's music too.
Yeah, man. No, yeah.
Yeah, no, man, yeah. I mean, just let me. I know, folks. I know. I'm repeating it again, but I just want to hear what he says. Even the way he said it was very musical. Okay,
Oh,
Yeah.
it's great. I mean, I like your father's music too.
Yeah, man. No, yeah.
No, yeah. No, yeah. One more time. We gotta get a beat to this.
2.0.
Yeah.
It's great. I mean, I like your father's music too.
Yeah, man. No, yeah.
No, yeah, man. Oh. But there he is. Okay, he's wanting to move on, okay? And it's hard on him because he's like, well, I don't want to be inconsiderate. Okay? Everyone loves my daddy. But I'm trying to do my own thing here. Okay? So can I just create and not be compared? Can I exist without being compared? Okay, everyone's comparing.
It lends itself really good to like putting it to a, kind of a, not a electro beat, but I mean,
them can work.
They do it all.
You can't go in there.
Work with it.
You can't fit
absolutely.
into anything.
Yeah, no, you really can't.
I mean, look how good he looks. Okay. Not a wrinkle, not a. Fish is the way to go. You gotta watch out for the mercury, but all right, fish.
Can work.
They do it all.
You can't go in there.
Work with it.
You can't fit into anything.
Yeah, no, you really can. And the stuff is so great, and the message is always very positive and upbeat. I've never known a unhappy Jamaican. Maybe they're not happy when they're away from me. I don't know. I'm going to take credit. Maybe it's me when I'm around them. I don't think so. I think that I don't know where does that come from.
We're not sure.
Where does that come from? That
That's true.
That innate happiness that everybody's trying to get.
No, we're natural tendencies happiness.
But why? Why?
No, we're natural tendencies happiness.
Did you say no? We're not trying. It's happening. It's like, no, we're not trying it. It's happening. We got the happiness.
Happiness that everybody's trying to get.
No, we're natural tendencies happiness.
But why? Why is it? You think it has something to do with the religion?
No, I think it's just how we grew up with it.
No, man, it's the weed, man. It's the weed. We're happy
In Jamaica, that car, what brings you happiness? You know what I say? It wasn't material thing. It wasn't the thing for money. It was going to the mango tree, picking the mango.
Yeah.
Playing stoneware with your friends. It was the simple things that make you happy. And
Yeah, not sitting at a restaurant thinking that they're poisoning you. But that is happening, folks. So please, really be mindful of that.
that's joyfulness.
The mango tree.
The mango tree or whatever, and just playing on the streets, and
Did you say peeing? He didn't say peeing on the streets, in the streets, right? I'm gonna just assume that through deduction, he said playing, but I gotta hear that again.
Mango tree.
The mango tree or whatever and just playing on the streets and
Still sounds like peeing, Ziggy. Can you clarify that?
joyfulness.
The mango tree.
The mango tree or whatever and just playing on the streets and you never know anything better.
I love having a mango in my mouth.
Yeah.
Oh God. Not even, and it shows the lack of creativity, right? Because I mean, it doesn't, not only does that not make sense, it is so deliberate. So, he's like, wait, I haven't done my 3 sexual innuendos yet.
And you never know anything better.
I love having a mango in my mouth.
Yeah.
Wait. That came out wrong. Out. Wouldn't you be like, okay. Okay, well, what can I do now? Why should we go home? We're here, we're queer, we're drunk, we got all the weed.
Slow down.
The chicks are here. They need to make a living. They need to make a living.
Hell no.
You know you'd want to stay.
Fuck no.
Everybody.
We been gone. But the queer, what's that mean? Huh?
Oh, that's just a sec.
That's joyfulness.
The mango tree.
The mango tree or whatever and just playing on the streets and you never know anything better.
I love having a mango in my mouth.
Yeah.
Wait. That came out wrong.
Jamaica have plenty different mango. I was always when I'm here I say, man, nothing against the Mexican mango, but Mexican mango ain't got nothing on Jamaican mangoes. We need some Jamaican mangoes. I don't know if there's some kind of trade embargo or what. But
Yeah, where have the mangoes been? Yeah, I was getting a nice supply of mangoes, and all of a sudden they canceled it. Mangoes. It's all about the mangoes, folks. I don't know if you guys know that. It's one of the most produced, consumed fruits out there. More than bananas.
you get no Jamaican mangoes up here.
Maybe it's the horticulture because, plantains and mangoes were just not part of my youth. It was not a Jersey thing.
Where you grew up on?
New Jersey.
Yeah, but what kind of food you grew up on?
What kind of food? Meatloaf?
Meatloaf. Meatloaf with a potato, right?
No, just meatloaf. No, there was I was a sickly kid a little bit, and so like if my mother found something I did like,
yes, Jesus, we demand.
There was like a year I only ate meatloaf.
Stick with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it helps. It helps a high. It doesn't cancel it out. Okay, you're able to keep the electrons flowing. Stay away from sugar. Stay away from too much water.
Stick with that. Find what works.
Yeah,
that's the secret of life. Finding what works. For me, it was meatloaf at age 6 or whatever. But I'd catch butterflies, I'd kill them, and then I'd go have some meatloaf. I mean, that
Psycho. Meatloaf Mafia. Straight up murking some monarchs. Bill Maher, huh? Maybe you should be munching on some mangoes. Marley makes men miss That's all I got. I can't think of another M letter, number, whatever those things are. Words. Oh, God. These mental
That was
games.
my life.
Okay. Where were we?
For me, it was meatloaf at age 6 or whatever. But yeah, I'd catch butterflies, I'd kill them, and then I'd go out.
Yes, and pineapple is great too. Yes. The many benefits of fruit, folks. Okay. Pineapple helps. Mangoes helps. You know, there's, you know, it's nature. It's just the way the world works.
Some meatloaf. I mean, that was my life. But, you know, it was normal. I mean, first of all, the food wasn't processed.
Right.
That's the key.
Different, yeah.
It wasn't whether it was vegetarian
Yeah,
or meat. It was that
yeah.
it wasn't poisoned.
Yes.
By demand.
Yes.
It was that it wasn't poisoned.
Yes.
By demand.
Yes.
Am I right about the man?
That's true.
Okay.
That is so true.
I know about the man.
All right. He's like, whoa. He's like, oh my God, get me out of here. His spiritual levels are depleting right now. He's like, oh, hell no. I gotta get out of here. Nope. They know energy. And by they, I mean the Marleys. Okay, they know energy.
That's true.
Fuck
man.
him. I'll fuck that man.
True. Yes.
Oh, God.
Oh, my.
Here we go. Another gay innuendo.
Right about the man?
That's true.
Okay.
That is so true.
I know about the man.
That's true.
Fuck
man.
him. I'll fuck that man up, man.
System.
All right, well, there it is. There's another one. Okay, he's got to make his quota. So Bill Maher's got a gay innuendo quota.
True.
Fuck
man.
him. I'll fuck that man up, man.
System. Man, we call it the system, you know?
The system.
Yeah, they.
So you're kind of embarrassing your guest. You're doing and saying things that are contrary to one's belief, let alone what they want to be in proximity of. And now he wishes he was not there.
I know about the man.
That's true.
Fuck
man.
him. I'll fuck that man up, man.
System.
Yeah, stick with saying the system, okay? You don't need to keep saying man, okay? And Ziggy knows this. He's like, here you go, here's another one. Always just trying to take it a little too far just to see what you're going to say, see what you're going to do. Are you going to do anything about it? Because then, then you can say another thing, okay? Next thing you know, he's scooting out of his seat and leaning in and grabbing his knee. He's already lunging at him a couple times. That's why, look, he's leaning back. Okay. Seth Green couldn't get this comfortable for sure. Okay. And the only other person who has been able to sit still like this is Andrew Huberman. Uberman. Okay? He has the knowledge of an AI. And telling us to wear red blockers, blue blockers, but they're red. Oh my God. The juxtaposition of visual expression. And they too were, he was another one wearing all black. Okay. So you wear black, you're still. But why does Bill got to do this all the time? Because he's gay. Okay? Allegedly. But, I mean, he said it himself. I already played the thing.
About the man.
That's true. That's true.
Okay.
That is so true.
I know about the man.
That's true.
Fuck
man.
him. I'll fuck that man up, man.
System. Man, we call it the system, you know?
The system.
Yeah, they.
That's right.
Yeah.
Against the people.
Bill, I was looking around here.
It's his stick, yeah.
I have questions too.
Yeah.
You know, like what club random? Where that come
I don't know,
from?
but it's
Look who I'm talking.
Oh, here you go.
It's so random.
Here we go. We finally got the studio shot. So they got this pool table in there because they got some younger interns now. And they associate old people and subterranean levels with pool tables. So they're like, hey, my great grandpa had a pool table in his demon den. Why don't we put one in yours, Bill Maher? And he's like, okay, it's great. Why don't you throw that guitar? Oh, and look at the guitar is back. Oh, but it's back there. So here, you know, he's just saying, yeah, I like the music, because they're like, what do you like, Bill Maher? What things? Oh, look at they've actually added these chairs here too, and the table. So here's the guitar that was hanging on by a thread, by a G-string, mind you. And this was right here on
Random.
Oh, that's as close as I can get. It was right here. And it was this episode. And you can check out our stream that we did. We discover there's the guitar. Okay. Now, what you'll discover is how this guitar fell. Okay, this was the greatest thing I've ever seen before in my life, and let's just watch it. Oh, look at that. All right. Now, in order to know how it got to this point, please go check out our Marshawn Lynch coverage, and you'll see the whole thing unfold live. It was our first viewing, never seen it before, and it was amazing. Now,
because it's a little healthier. You know?
Okay.
It's all poison, but you know, there's poison and there's poison.
You
and
pick your.
oh, he's talking about poison again. Interesting, Bill Maher. He just got done talking poison with Ziggy Marley. Priming them to make them think that it's okay to get poison. All right, so here's a bottle. This is a tequila bottle. Let's see if we can. And now here's his tiny little ass. Okay, there's Bill Maher's tiny little ass. Peacocking. And he's like, oh, hell no. So, Bill Maher peacocking for Marshawn Lynch. And as he does, he tips over his tequila bottle that he put down there because this glass right here was spit in by Marshawn Lynch. So he had to get a new glass because Marshawn Lynch accidentally spit in Bill Maher's glass. He set it down along with his bottle, and now Marshawn dropped the lampshade off the light, and he's about to pick it up because Marshawn dropped it, and he's about to heel kick the bottle that he had to put down there because of Marshawn. And let's see what happens.
Oh, that's all
20s.
right. Everybody does that. They knock
shit,
that
my
fucking
bad.
thing up. But like when you're in your 20s, like you're searching for so many things. But like when you're in your
Okay. The heel hits the bottle hits the guitar, and the guitar just about fell. Look at that movement right there. And you thought I was kidding when I said it was hanging on by the G string, okay? It literally was. And all this is in the way, but what you'll see is that this bottle is actually hanging over the ledge, the step that's the platform there, and it almost fell off there too.
That's all
20s.
right. Everybody does that. They knock
shit,
that
my
fucking
bad.
thing up. But like when you're in your 20s.
All right, let me see if I can get this. There we go.
Everybody does that. They knock
shit,
that
my
fucking
bad.
thing up. But like when you're in your 20s.
Oh man, that almost fell. It tipped and then went right back up because it's liquid. Get this out of the way.
Everybody does that. They knock
shit,
that
my
fucking
bad.
thing up. But like when you're in your 20s, like you're.
Anyway, it's a good watch.
Yeah, I got
It's
you.
like last week it was Sam Harris. This week it's
It's
you.
me.
You know, next week it's the ghost of Elvis. I mean, you just never know who's going to be here.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about it. You know.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
I love I get to sit here and.
oh God, saying love, and now he's gonna give a little bit of a compliment.
I mean, would
I like
we
the
be doing
format.
this if it wasn't a podcast? Probably
Yeah,
not.
no.
And yet,
No, I would not be here. I would not be here. No. As a matter of fact, I'm making it look like I mean, he couldn't get further away, Bill. Ziggy wants to end it all. Don't be doing that motion.
Yeah, I'm enjoying myself so much.
The freedom that.
And I mean, would
I like
we
the
be doing
format.
this if it wasn't a podcast? Probably
Yeah,
not.
no.
Yeah, no. You won't be hanging out, okay?
And yet I'm enjoying myself so much.
The freedom that. That's the freedom of getting outside of the system, right? The man.
Oh, here goes.
So just getting to know somebody like for real.
Different, yeah.
You know, this is almost no greater pleasure in life.
He's like, okay, I gotta remember, no, you're talking about the system and the man a lot. And he's like, yeah, you're different.
Real.
Different, yeah.
You know, this is
You're different.
almost no greater pleasure in life. Maybe sexy time, yes, of course. Nothing can really compete with that. But next to that, you know, there's nothing like just actual communication.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I like this guy. I always like this guy. Who is this guy?
Right,
like,
right.
you know, just I could go to get in just, you know, an hour or two, you can go so deep. You know, there
Yeah.
are people.
Then why don't you do that on your show?
Who I've known for 40 years, who I don't really know, because they just never go to that level.
True,
You know?
true,
And there are
true.
people who I feel like I know after an hour.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
Oh, Ziggy, for the first time, was like, oh, wait, are we going to start talking now?
True, true.
He's like, look at that. He's like, okay. He's finally at rest. Okay, he's been, like, smiling, trying to, like, play happy and everything. He's like, oh, wait, you want to talk real? Okay. I'll tell you some stuff. Oh, no, you don't? Oh, okay. Yeah, this is fun, yeah. Uh-huh. Wait, you want? Yeah.
Who I've known for
Thought he was
40
gonna-
years, who I don't really know, because they just never go to that level.
True,
You know?
true,
And there are
true.
people who I feel like I know after an hour.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
No, I understand that.
It's about how much you're willing to, like, let somebody in, how secure or
Yeah.
insecure you
Yeah.
are, because insecure people can't be honest.
Yeah.
They're always like playing
That's right,
defense, and
yeah.
they're always fronting and pretending that. And it's like, you know what? I just whatever. You're not fooling me anyway, and so it's just boring.
Yeah.
But like somebody like you who's real.
Oh, but something like you. So then the operative would have been you then. Okay. So he basically just said that he was saying that about himself.
And so it's just boring.
Yeah.
But like somebody like you who's real, you know, it's always.
As opposed to him who's fake, right?
I try to have people here who are only real.
Yeah.
You can't always win that battle, but you know.
That's true, but for me, like, I was always that shy.
It's like, you're real, man. And now I must make you unreal. Put you in the killing jar. Okay. People talking about killing jars, I would want to get out of there too.
Shy person still. So I feel like some people sometimes mistake that, Them think I'm like standoffish already. But I've always been shy. But I'm coming out of that a little bit now, I think.
Cause you got some contact eye. He's like, wait, how come I'm not? How come I'm not wearing that smile mask?
Like even talking to you here is a little bit of me coming because we're just talking. This is not an interview. We're just talking.
Correct about
So,
that.
you know what I'm saying?
No one could ever accuse this.
Yeah, and a lot of the musicians here, they're used to going somewhere. The person's asking the questions. They're going to talk about their thing. They're promoting, and then they're kind of moving on, right? And I remember seeing old Nirvana interviews and where they're just like, this question's lame, or whatever, So, like, you had to ask them really, yeah, crazy things that they never had heard anyone ask, just to keep them entertained. So David Marley. Oh, Bill puts the Ma in Marley. Bill wants to put the Ma in Marley. But all Ziggy here is I don't know what I was talking about.
Of being overproduced.
No, so
or produced in any way. And that's the way I like it. It's,
Yeah.
But like, see, a lot of people would say when you go, I'm shy, because I was the same way, painfully shy as a kid, especially in an adolescent. Just when you really need not to be shy to talk to girls, you are.
Yeah.
It was horrible. But
talk to girls, you are. So he's saying that that's something that you would do, talk to girls, and he's like, horrible. Ugh. He's like,
need not to be shy to talk to girls, you are.
Yeah.
It was horrible. But they hear you say that and go, what are you talking about, you guys? You get on stage in front of thousands of people. How can you be shy? And they don't realize that it's a whole different thing. You can be shy in front of 2 people and not shy in front of 10,000. Because it's an audience. It's not a person.
Right. It's a different experience. That.
Not that we don't love them individually, but they're not an individual in that thing. And they're not also in control.
Right.
And they're not talking.
all right, so there's that. Not an individual. Not an individual, not in control. Doing his wizard on his guest. You are living under the shadows of your father. He's talking about poisoning.
It's not a person.
Right. It's a different experience. That.
Not that we don't love them individually, but they're not an individual in that thing. And they're not also in control.
Right.
And they're not talking back.
Right.
Well, sometimes they are.
But no.
But
Now, this is what I wanted to do. But I forgot that Bill Maher just kind of does this. Where it's always got to be this kind of energy. And it's got... and Ziggy just wants to chill. Speak the things of nature. Talk about the divine. And Bill Maher has another agenda. Ziggy! Get out of there! Get out of there! That's what his instincts are doing inside of him. Ziggy! Get out of there! He's trying to poison you! Allegedly. He's trying to trap you. Get out of there. He's like, Ooh. Yes, Ziggy, yes. You are getting more comfortable, aren't you? Yes. Oh, why? I don't know why you're feeling more loose. No, please take another drink. Yes, Ziggy. Here. Oh, you're feeling a bit dozy? Who's it? I almost had the other guy that slid off the chair. I gave him too much. But I gave you just the Dreyfus. I swear I never do 4 drops. I call that the Dreyfus, okay? Just 2.5 from now on. And it's setting in. Yes, Ziggy. Yes, you are feeling more comfortable. Ziggy! Get out of here!
In general, it's a different relation. It's
yeah.
just a different kind of relation.
It is.
I'm doing something for you, and you want me to do it for you. So we have this wonderful sort of symbiotic relationship. You want me to do the thing I do well, and I want to do it for you, to give you that gift.
Because I remember I did something for my kids' school. One of them have like a fundraising thing, you know? And they asked to perform. So I carry my kids go school or whatever, and I did a show, and this teacher was like, she couldn't believe it.
Get out of there, Ziggy!
Because when I carry my kids to school.
Oh. He's got him in the Marchand lean. Guys, you heard me correctly, folks. I did not speak incorrectly. It's the Marchand lean, not the lynch, but the lean. Oh, so this might be what the picking is for. He picks at his chair, awaiting the serum to set and to take as he picks and pokes at it. And we will see. That Marchand had a little bit of the lean back too. I think it was back here. Where'd it go? Well, he had him leaning back. Real. They were happy. Oh, where'd it go? Well, it was there. But why are you doing that? So their guest gets a little bit of the contact high.
Cool, I'm like, But when I'm on stage, it's a different thing. It's a different energy, you know? So it's true, man, yeah.
Right. What did they expect you to walk into the school with the kid and
Like...
burst into song? No. Yeah.
It's funny too, cause I always want, you know, cause my father, right? Talk a little bit about my father, cause there's this image of my father out there in the world. You know, with the girls and just Bob Marley, you know, like. And
Thanks for hanging
when I
out.
was growing up, after him passed, I was growing up, and I was shy, and like I didn't see my father as a shy person. Like in after him passed, like what my mindset was about him. But then one of his oldest friends, Neville, who was who was around him, like one day him said to me, one day we were talking, and he must say, you know, people think Bob was like a girl's man who like chase girls, and I said no. My father was a shy man. It kind of made me kind of go ahead.
To be fair, when you're Bob Marley, especially in Jamaica, you can be a shy man. And the girls will still chase you.
Yeah.
Okay, but he's not Bob Marley. Was he talking about his dad? Did I just miss that? Oops. Or did Bill Maher slip? Maybe I missed something, folks, but did he accidentally call him Bob Marley?
No.
Or was he talking about his dad? Sorry, I got sucked into the cosmos there for a second.
Friends, Neville, who was around him. Like one day him said to me, one day we were talking, and he must say, you know, people think Bob was like a girl's man who like chase girls, and I said no. My father was a shy man.
Oh, okay, so
it kind of made me kind of go ahead.
To be fair, when you're Bob
okay, so he was talking about his dad?
Marley, especially in Jamaica, you can be a shy man. And the girls will still chase you.
Yeah.
Okay. You don't need to be an unshy man when you are the biggest badass on the block. I mean, that's
true.
We're talking about human nature before.
That's true.
It is human nature for the female to want to get with the alpha male.
That's true.
So I'm not saying I don't know.
No, that's true. That's true.
I don't know anything.
That's true.
I mean, but I'm guessing, you know, there are certain people, you know, men are always looking for an opening line.
Right.
There's
I
some
try
really
hard.
corny ones, you
Hard
know.
trying.
But did it hurt when you dropped from heaven? You know, that kind of bullshit. Your father's opening line was, hi. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
So kind of you to say those compliments to me. That was his opening line. Okay, it's a little different.
He's getting closer.
I get you.
Yeah.
But no, it kind of made me understand some of my traits of why I am the way I am too, you know, by understanding some of his traits in that way. So yeah, you don't have to.
Like what? Like, see, for me, I got through.
Okay, so yeah, for Bill Maher, he got his funny and his journalistic burger from his daddy.
Through my father, funny, politics. We came right through. You think the same with your father?
Yeah, I mean.
Okay. A broken clock can be right a couple times. So maybe Bill Maher posed a pretty good question here. Got him thinking.
Politics. We came right through. You think the same with your father?
Yeah, I mean.
He's like, but I still have all those demons I'm battling, huh? Surely they're from my daddy. He's a demon slayer.
It's like, I think I even take it to another level. Because he was much more like open than I.
There you go. See, he's been trying to just do his thing, live his own life, but everything's got to be compared to his dad.
I am, and I was. Because he was much more like, yeah, I mean, Bob is like, I think I even take it to another level. Because he was much more like open than I am, and I was. And that was one of the problem too. Because him letting everything and everyone, you know? And it wasn't always good. It wasn't always good to be that open. And it costs you to be that open too.
What do you mean open
You know?
about what?
Just people, just anybody, whatever, just open.
So Ziggy is not really about the everybody vibing together and hanging out. He's like, no, you guys mess shit up all the time. And he does have the mind of now. Okay, that's how people think now. They're like, no, we're not. No, people are crazy. No, we're not gathering. You know, unless we know each other, there's no gathering. You're all crazy. And, you know, this beginning boomer here, Bill Maher, it's like, what do you mean?
What do you mean open about what?
Just people, just anybody, whatever, just open. You know what I mean? Just like.
You mean his life was too public?
No, you're saying that he's not as open to other people and other people's cultures, okay? He just wants to stick with his own kind. It's a good vibe.
I think I even take it to another level. Because he was much more like open than I am, and I was. And that was one of the problem too. Because him letting everything and everyone, you know? And it wasn't always good. It wasn't always good to be that open. And it costs you to be that open too.
What do you mean open about what?
Just people, just.
Orders. He's like, well, you know what I'm talking about. I mean, Ziggy looking mighty Muslim here. You sure he's not Muslim?
Anybody, whatever, just open. You know what I mean? Just like.
You mean his life was too public?
Yeah, public, not in the sense of what we think about, no, like press and, not like that way, but.
Duh, Bill.
But the people.
Yeah, the
whole island thought they knew him and owned him.
Mm-hmm.
He was.
No, he's not talking about that.
He was bigger than just his family. He had to be. He was.
And then, in a way, your inner circle. You know, who's in the inner circle? Do you...
Right. He had handlers. He was assassinated, right? I mean... Bill Maher's like, no, be more open. Come to my dungeon and hear me talk about poison all the time.
Family. He had to be. He was.
And then, in a way, your inner circle. You know, who's in the inner circle? Do you... In a way, I feel like if him did have the ability to say, I don't want you in my inner circle, but he was too compassionate. Because him too, it's too much. So the thing I learned from that really, I don't really have friends. I don't really deal with friends in terms of that.
You don't have an entourage?
No, I don't have an entourage.
I have a fucking awesome entourage. Red and Sonny West.
Yeah.
Joe Esposito, Jilly.
Uh-huh.
And whoever that guy Eddie Murphy is.
Which one? Who that?
I Whenever they die,
Where
I
they
hire their bodyguard. That's my
No,
thing.
some of them
They
ain't
got to be the
that.
best. You know, get me Elvis's guys.
I'm a loner. I've always been a loner, though. I've always been alone.
I say
loner.
that about
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah.
But you're married. How can you be a loner if you're married? I'm not married, and I've never been married. That's a loner.
I can be a loner when I'm married, too.
Right. Your wife didn't want to hear that, especially a Jewish.
She knows, because
Really?
sometimes I'm
So
a loner.
she's cool. She knows when you need
Yeah,
to be
man,
alone.
she know, man, she know.
All right, so now Bill Maher's gonna go through his I've never been married.
That's
She
the
know,
best kind of woman.
Yeah, man, that's why it works, man.
That's why it works. No,
Yeah.
I know. I feel the same way.
Yeah, you have to have that.
It's you.
But sometimes, as a man, you also have to make sure that, too, because you can't sacrifice that for everything. You know, you need that. I need that.
Need what?
That time,
Yes, of course.
You understand? So, as a man, you also have to make sure you get that.
Well, you know what it is? Look, you're a charming guy. I'm a charming guy.
All right, here we go. Now, he always butters them up right before he fries them. That's just what he does.
No one has enough charm to be charming that much of the time.
All the time.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can be so fucking charming, not 24/7, every week, every month. Can I get a week off from being charming?
Yeah.
Because it's like when I get up in the morning, I'm not in a bad mood.
Right.
I'm just not in the mood to talk to you.
I got you.
People, I'm not grouchy. I'm only grouchy because you're trying to talk to me. I'm having a great time in my head. Because it's morning time, my morning, noon, and just, I'll talk to you later in the day.
No, we understand that. It's that reality. That's reality. No, you have to find a woman who can deal with that.
It's
You know what I say?
It's so about acceptance.
And it's a balance too. It's a balance because you still have to balance what a woman needs also. You have to, it's compromising too. Your own selfish thing sometimes. You got that. You got to give a little bit and take a little bit. That's how I am. That's how I stay. But every time there's sometime I say, all right, I'm on a union break. I'm taking a union break. And them actually laugh and the kids laugh. I'm on a union break, guys.
Well, I stayed unmarried for one reason. No woman, no cry. No, I'm kidding. No, I mean, we...
That was pretty funny, Bill.
Listen, it's not about marriage. It's about love. So I don't see myself... I'm married to my wife out of love, not out of... The thing of marriage is really a spiritual thing between you and the woman. Mm-hmm. You don't have to be married in society to have love with a woman or I don't know how many women, I don't know, whatever.
Or a man.
Or a man.
Oh, here we go.
So it's like...
Or a zoo animal.
Yeah. The marriage thing is not the idea I stick to. I stick to that love thing because I could have been with my wife and not married and still love her the same way. And we're married and we love the same way. Like the marriage is like is the icing if you want to put icing on the cake. But the cake is still good without the icing. You know what I say?
The cake is still good, but with a Jewish woman, I would put a ring on it. I'm just saying.
No, you have to.
Now you're talking to people I know, okay?
You have to.
Okay, I know Jewish girls from New Jersey.
Well, you want to put a ring on it too, though, bro. You want to put a ring on that too.
I know. I mean,
you want to put a ring on it.
Rings. This is a
this
is a health ring. I'm not married. This is. You have one of these rings?
No, I'm not have one of them. But
you know what that is?
No, some kind of ring on measure your thing.
I would rather hear about Ziggy's rings than your stupid ass sleep ring, Bill Maher. Okay. Ziggy's got some badass rings that I want to know everything about. And you're thinking that this is your show, okay?
It does. It does. It measures all your, I mean, I think mine was reprogrammed by EI. I mean, AI.
What does it do? What does it do?
Mine tells me my dick is amazing. I don't I don't know what the other ones do, but it just says
You program that
my
yourself,
erections are through the roof.
You're-
Now maybe it's the way I programmed it. I don't know.
No, so I don't like jewelry really. So
What's that?
But here why, I mean, this is
That must be a lion.
yeah, this is a lion.
Of
Symbolism.
course,
It's symbolism.
lion, a symbol.
This is
of-
my wedding ring, but I asked my wife if I wear my wedding ring, it have to have more meaning than just what society wants it means. So I had her put Hebrew inside of the ring with the name of God and stuff like that. So when I put it on, there's a symbology to it that is spiritual and goes beyond a paperwork thing. You know what I say? So that's
Right.
all. Yeah. So.
But the
So
lion.
we stay.
Are there lions in Jamaica? Ethiopia.
Yeah, Ethiopia. No lion there. Although we call ourselves lions. You know, we have a handshake in Jamaica. We have a hand style in Jamaica called a lion paw handshake.
People still get the connection wrong, don't they, between Jamaica and Ethiopia? I mean,
What do you mean?
well, do we really understand? Does the public really understand that connection with
No, they don't.
Well, tell us.
Because a lot of people
Haile
think.
Selassie.
Funny, a lot of people think the Ethiopian flag is Jamaican because they don't understand that. They see the red, gold, and green and say it's a Jamaican. Our flag is green, black, and yellow. But because they associate Rasta and that color with Jamaica from, my father and those
But isn't
people.
there a connection with Haile Selassie in Ethiopia?
Yeah, I mean, it's from the faith of Rastafari.
Right.
No, the whole story, according to what I understand, was that, again, we're the people in Jamaica who took on the faith of Rastafari, them believing in the Bible and the prophecies of the Bible. And so there's a part of the Bible that tells you the prophecy of the coming of Haile Selassie, the kings of kings, the lords of lords, the conquering. He has all the titles that is written in the Bible. And so,
Including lion.
yeah, and so that was the beginning of that connection. And then there was also a rebellious nature about coming out of independence from England, out of slavery, out of the white Jesus imagery, to find a black representation of God. That is not the white Jesus that came from slavery and colonization. So that was that was the edge that Rasta had that rebellious nature. And then the locks come from the Old Testament, the vow of the Nazarene, which also in the New Testament, Jesus was a Nazarene.
Yeah, he was Jesus of Nazareth.
Right.
And he was not born in Bethlehem.
Right, and John was also, so you kept your hair unkempt. You don't cut your hair, you don't drink no alcohol, all of these type of traditions. So that's a lot of connection there. And then with Ethiopia, Ethiopia connection is through the line of Solomon and Queen Sheba.
Right, Queen Sheba.
Right, who was a queen of Ethiopia. She went to
How about Sheba?
the land of Israel at the time, the Hebrew land, and she and Solomon had a child. She had a child in Ethiopia, Menelik, and then that's where the lineage and the connection started with the Hebrew side of things, So, yeah, the connection that really.
The Bible would say Solomon knew her.
Yeah. You know the story of how supposedly he got her?
Tell me.
So all right, so the story is she went into the palace or whatever, bedtime, and she never want to get with Solomon, but Solomon said to her, listen, all right, you don't want me, but listen, if you touch anything of value of mine, then we got to get together. Don't touch any of my valuables.
By the way, Drake says the same thing.
So
if you touch anything valuable of mine.
When Solomon prepared the dinner, this is the story. Solomon told the chef, put a little extra salt. Put a little extra salt in the meal. You don't trust the restaurants, right?
Right.
This is a perfect example why. Right. Put a little extra salt. So after they had dinner and thing, Queen Sheba went to the bed and thing, and in the night she got really thirsty, So she was looking for some water. So she said a thing of water, and she said, oh, here, let me drink some water to quench my thirst. And Solomon was like, aha. I tell you, if you touch anything of value of mine. And she was like, that's just water.
Water.
And he's like, that's the most valuable thing. And
In the desert, yeah.
and they had a baby. So that's the story. The most valuable thing was the water, not the fancy gold, not whatever that jewelry or nothing.
And Solomon is the son of David?
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
So it's David and then
Yeah,
Solomon.
yeah,
And
yeah.
Solomon, of course, we know, I mean, if people know anything about him, wise, because he's the one who...
The baby.
The baby.
Right.
The story of the baby.
Yeah.
And what that... Tell the story of the
Splitting
baby.
the baby. Well,
splitting the baby.
It was two women were saying.
And of course, Bill Maher knows this story, don't you?
It's the same. This is my baby.
Two
So-
women were both claiming
The
that
baby.
this baby
so
was
I said,
dead.
I'm going to cut the baby in two and give. And the real mother was like, no, give it to her, give it to her.
Because
you know?
that's what the real mother would do.
And that was the wisdom of Solomon right there.
Right. That's
Yeah.
the movie Sophie's Choice.
Sophie's Choice that.
You know the movie?
I've heard of them.
Now, again, not to bring this back to Epstein Island, but what if there's this weird thing too where they would have these women as incubators? It's been said that Epstein had 20 women as incubators for his kids that he would birth. And I'm wondering if they would have some kind of Solomon rite that they would do where they would say, well, we either give this baby away to whoever's going to adopt it or go to Hollywood and raise it, or we chop it. And then the mother's like, no, please, just whatever, just don't hurt my baby. Or maybe not. I don't know. Reaching a bit there, but I don't like hearing no Solomon stories. That baby chopping stuff. Wild now.
Movie, never see it. though.
Meryl Streep. Well,
Is that what it is? Is that what it's like?
I mean, she basically, it's too sad. I don't want to go into it. It's very sad, but it's a kind of a Holocaust story with the baby, and it's similar.
Okay.
She has to make a terrible choice. Terrible choice about the baby. I mean, among the horrible things that humans do is force unbelievably horrible choices on another human.
Yeah, I mean, leadership, I feel like the world, the human, we have a leadership issue. I think the human race have the possibility to do good, to be better. But the top, there's something going on at the top that, I don't know.
But who puts the people at the top? That's the question. It's like,
True.
How do people get to that place? Because it must, in some way, either it's by election or just by acquiescence, everybody else, all of us, taking a little responsibility and saying, well,
True.
somebody else could be at the top, but that's who came from us, who either fooled us,
Right.
or in some way actually engaged us in wanting that person at the top. I mean, it's so easy to yell at politicians, and I agree. They deserve to be yelled at. You're right. I mean, when I hear you yelling at them, it's like it's a very satisfying feeling in the song. But like the deeper issue is, how did they get there?
True.
Hitler got elected. He was elected. People don't remember that.
True.
And I don't know. I mean, Jesus was put on trial when they brought him in to to Pontius Pilate.
Yeah.
It was the time of year. It was this time of year
Right.
actually, when traditionally the Romans would release one prisoner.
Mm-hmm.
So they had this other prisoner, Barabbas.
Yeah.
You know him. Why are you laughing?
I know the story. I know what's
Oh
going
yeah,
on.
it's a great story,
Yeah.
and it's a great name,
Yeah.
by the way.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
use it when I check into a hotel.
Barabbas.
Billy Barabbas. See if they're on their toes.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
But so you know the story of
Yeah, I
Barabbas?
know the story about
What
it,
is
man.
it? Tell me.
Yeah, then when them
tell
say
me.
which two them want release, and them people them say Barabbas them want. Because why them check Barabbas, and this is a trick.
Well, who was Barabbas?
Barabbas was like he's like a gangster, like a people guy, you know.
Like a what?
A people, like one of the, like a Don. You know, a Don for the people, them, a
He's like a
gangster.
low-life thief.
Yeah, but for the people, them, it's like he's one of the they're low life where he's one of us.
Yeah,
You know,
I
think
could
that's
see.
what it
I could
was.
see that.
Like he's one of they know Barabbas personally. You know, it's like let Barabbas go.
Because he robbed them. That's why they know him personally.
Them still choose him, you know. But no, you're right. But the people try.
But wait. We
Go
got to
on.
go back to why this is relevant. So Barabbas.
Yeah.
So it's Easter time.
Yeah.
So Pontius Pilate says, okay, you know what? Because we're good people. I mean, you've heard a lot of things about the Romans.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're this, we're that. We kill everybody, we conquer.
Yeah.
Okay, sure, like you're perfect. But every year at Easter time, here's what we do.
Mm-hmm.
We let one prisoner go.
Yeah.
And we make this into a game show. We let the people decide.
Right.
So they had Jesus and they had Barabbas.
Right.
And they gave the people the choice. Who would you like to let go? Son of...
So, of course, Bill Maher deflecting, as he said that one does, and he is saying that, no, the people chose it.
God,
Mm-hmm.
this perfect...
The man, this crazy guy who said he's a
this
son of
orb
God.
of perfect light.
This mentally ill guy, them would have said, you know, this crazy guy, he said he's a son of God.
Or, you know... Sonny Liston in 1965, you know,
Barabbas.
just you know, and the people pick Barabbas.
Yeah.
I just think of that every year when I lose the Emmy. You know what I'm saying?
No, yes, still.
People are not great at choosing. They're just not.
Mm.
You know. But if they hadn't chosen Barabbas, then Jesus wouldn't have been crucified, and then what would we be wearing around our necks?
Right. Well,
You know, what kind of bling could you have? Not a cross.
yeah, we still need our message. Like, we have to do something. We cannot sit back and accept that.
Except what?
Accept that. Oh, the people make bad choices, so that's the way it is. You know, that's that.
No, not the way it is, but
You know?
but the people have to. It has to start with the people.
Yeah.
You know, both positively and negatively. People have to take responsibility. You know, you have a Bill of Rights. We have rights. We also have responsibilities.
True.
I mean, people are not educated on what the fuck's up, basically, if I may use a technical term. They don't know what the fuck's up. So, you know, I have limited sympathy when they make stupid choices because they didn't do the hard work of educating themselves or getting involved.
Yeah.
I mean, I hear all the time people come up to me, usually people in fancy restaurants who are doing very well or enjoying all the privileges of the life. They hate privilege, but their life is just nothing but fucking privilege, okay? Bill, what are we gonna do? And like, you know what? You know what they do in other countries? If they really think things are this bad, they go on strike. They have a national strike.
They sacrifice.
They sacrifice.
Yeah.
Stop
Them
ordering from
sacrifice.
Amazon.
Yeah, them sacrifice.
You really hate what's going on with the environment so much, and yet every meal is delivered from Grubhub.
Them sacrifice.
An environmental disaster. You're into crypto, an environmental disaster. You know, it just, I see a lot of talk. I don't see a lot of action.
No sacrifice.
No
we gotta,
sacrifice.
yeah, we have to sacrifice. And I mean, leadership can come from within the people to, in terms of start at that level. Let's take the leadership at that level instead of like, you don't have to be the biggest president or the biggest whatever, but the leadership can come from the community level too. And start it that way. That's the only way. I feel like I can get, and the music is a part of that too. That's why, you know, the whole pop culture, you're a part of that. We're all a part of that because we still have to push out that energy out there for people. You know, we still have to do that. We're all a part of that. You know, we have to fight them too. We have to, just like they putting out, just like they doing their thing, they're doing their, whatever they're doing for them, we have to punch back as hard with our stuff, with what we doing. You know, we have influence too. We can, you know.
When they go
So-
low, we go lower.
Yeah, bro. We're gonna go on smarter too. Yeah.
God's not looking. He was called away from his desk.
Yeah.
I just, okay.
No,
I
man,
just
no.
thought, you know,
No.
I know it's sacred.
You see, yeah, 'cause-
Sacred to me.
yeah, and I'm true to myself. I don't.
I
Yeah.
know, you know, when
I have a song called "True to Myself," so I have to live up to that song. No, man, I don't. That's, you know, I'm gonna try it. Like, yeah, I remember one time I was in Holland.
All right, so you passed up another opportunity to get high with Bill Maher. Well, folks, I don't think Bill Maher is going to let Ziggy get all that deep, and I can already tell. That Bill Maher just didn't want. He had another plan, another agenda, trying to get his guest lucid, highly suggestible to be able to sleep on the mattress that's just down the hallway there, right behind them actually. Big old mattress. But we'll play this out, and we'll be wrapping up here. We'll see if he's got something here. But I think this is it, folks. He's not letting him. He's not letting him go deep.
Show, and then we
Love
got like,
Holland.
you know, like, hey, you want me smoke on the thing? I'm say, yo, I don't smoke on demand, you know. I don't do that. I'm not like that. I'm not. Yeah.
But that must be very disappointing to people.
Yeah, it is. It is, because they want that imagery, they want that thing, you know, but...
Again, imagine just not being able to, you know, just go about your day to live how you want to live without constantly being compared to someone else, and thinking that you should be something, you should be the idea that they are or that they have of you. And you can't let it go. Bill Maher, that is. And this is what Ziggy's gotta. This is Ziggy's the hemp cross to bear. And it's unfortunate. One should individualize and enterprise. All the I's. Now, please be as far away from culture as absolutely possible. Nothing's more restrictive and boring than being part of culture.
I mean, it's like the
that.
Pope coming out and they'll be like, put the cross away.
So it's okay if Bill Maher does it. But if I point, then
It's just not what I am all about, okay? I mean, I don't know what you've read about me.
That is so true.
The Pope,
That is true.
you know, Catholic, this whole
That is
thing.
true.
Yes, I am, but I don't have to fucking see it all the time. All right, we get it. He died on the cross.
ooh. Like, ooh, hey, man. Hey. Why don't you watch your step? Step lightly, Bill Maher.
Yeah, that's the true.
But is Jesus part of Rasta? Is he
Yeah,
one
man,
of the...
Yeshua. We're not calling
yes.
Jesus.
Right.
God-
That's the Jewish name
Yeah,
for him.
that's his name. That's the right name.
Well, very few
That's his
people were
name.
more Jewish than Jesus.
Yeah, that's his name is Yeshua. His name is not Jesus.
I mean, for the first 100 years of Christianity, it was really just a offshoot of Judaism.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Jesus is a very big character in Judaism. I mean, he was born in a Jewish man.
Say
in a
it some more,
Jewish,
Bill Maher.
it's amazing how many kids are dumb enough not to understand this. Like, Jesus, Jewish? Oh, you can.
He's Christian.
It's so stupid. Exactly. I mean, this is how bad the schools are, that they don't teach this basic idea. Yes, there could not have been any Christianity if he wasn't a Jew first. It was a Jew. But I'm telling you, for the first 100 years, you know, there were no Christians. They were like Christian Jews. There were people who these crazy people who thought, oh, this is the Messiah.
Right, this is right.
Whereas the old guard was like, no, this isn't the Messiah.
Right.
We're still waiting.
Right.
You know,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I never understood what that personality schism was all about, but it's interesting to me that some people were all about, no, we still need to wait, and some people were like, no, this is it. This is the guy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, I feel like it's not really about whether he is the guy or not. It's more about your personality and the way you see the world. And some people like to keep waiting, and some people like to keep things as they are.
Yeah.
And some people are like, no, this is the new thing.
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
great. He is the Messiah. Come on, get on board.
But and then they miss the teaching, and then they miss the lifestyle. Them take that and put that up as the thing. Like, oh, he's the Messiah, he's Jesus, and I believe in Christianity. But how you live in your life, his example, you're not living his example.
No.
But you only live in that, you know, wearing the cross, but not living the example of Christ. So it's
very few people who count themselves as Christian have any idea what the example is. Or if they do know, which is probably worse, they ignore it.
They ignore it.
They ignore it. It's too hard to live up to.
It is, yeah.
Love thy neighbor, turn the other cheek. These are just not, and people just will tie themselves in intellectual knots to find their way back to some justification, where they can say, like, fucking the poor, it's what Jesus would have wanted. What Bible are you reading?
Yeah.
It's just crazy. You know, he was such a hippie, and the Republicans love him.
Well, man, sometimes I understand how they miss. I like how as you say, people, like, it's so easy for, like, fool people, fool the masses. It's like, cause I see it clearly, and I'm like, how come nobody else not seeing what, like, the clarity that I'm seeing? What's going on? Like, it's really interesting to me, though. Looking at that whole Christian thing.
That's what makes it a great thing to write about.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, don't you get your inspiration to write a song? I mean, there's always like a meaning behind it. You know, it's very, your culture has the reputation of, don't worry, be happy. But there's a lot of deep shit, in you and your father's stuff, I mean, it's It's not just,
True.
you know, it is true. It's not just the surface of life.
True.
I mean, there is a happiness there.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, every Jamaican I've ever known was like their default setting.
Right. That's true.
Was happy and smiling, and I don't know where that comes from.
Maybe the herb, I don't know.
You think it's the herb?
Maybe. Jamaica.
That's what I said.
I mean, it's made me
Yeah.
happy for 50 years, you know. 50 years and still not addicted. Isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
That's right, folks. It's
No, man,
the herb.
you have control of yourself, but that's my thing with me. Like, I'm not a control freak, but I must can control myself and not let others or anything else control me or tell me when or what we need for those. That's a part of my attitude, you know.
Who are you threatened will control you?
Anything, herb, like watching the news, watching a movie.
Yep.
If your mind is not strong enough, these things can influence you. Listening to a song, something negative, these things can go in your brain and over again, eventually it influences your mind. It's the humanity in me, love for all humanity, man. I'm not partial.
It shines through everything you ever
I'm not partial.
recorded.
Yeah.
You know, either you're the greatest actor in the world,
No, I'm not.
which I don't think that's it, or that's who you are.
Yeah.
And I think that's who
Yeah,
you
man,
are.
no, a real thing.
No,
man.
I know you are.
A real man, not joke, man.
No, I get it.
Yes, man.
Oh, and it's great, you know?
Yeah, man.
I mean, like, there's 2 times in the day, I feel, where you really need and want, and dare I say deserve, because I'm Gen Z, positivity. One is when you wake up, and one is before you go to bed. Like, before I go to bed, I know this is bad because it's light. True, I get it, not good. But I watch TV.
Yeah.
That's like,
Me too, watch
it's sacred to me. Like, just like Rasta is to you. This is it. You want to know sacred for an atheist who never got married? This is it. You want to know sacred for an atheist who never got married? This is it. You want to know sacred for an atheist who never got married?
Yeah.
It's watching TV before you get to bed. And not on my phone or the iPad, like on a big ass screen.
Yeah.
Okay? Like I'm at the fucking Cineplex, all right? Assholes watching on your phone.
You with that, yeah.
And
You're at Clip Virgin. We got a dreamscape. We want you to be able to sleep, to rest, to rejuvenate. So please keep us in mind when you unwind. Play us in the background as we go in deep into the psyche of these movers and shakers of the world. The elite.
you know, I mean, I was reading the review and my girl said to me, "Why you gonna watch that?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "Why?" I said, "Because I trust her." Which is the highest compliment I could give to someone in show business. I trust you. You have, every time I watch something that you're in, it's almost always good.
Right,
You know, you
right.
pick good projects, you're always good in them. But it's about a fucking, serial killer doctor. I don't want to, it's like, before I go to bed, I do not want to see autopsy scene where the mangled body of the sexually abused victim.
Yeah.
Okay. And also when I wake up,
Yeah.
You know, I have a special playlist for
Yeah?
just for waking up. And it's almost all songs with the word beautiful in the title. You know the Ray Stevens song, Everything is Beautiful?
Yeah.
That'd be a great one to do, Rick.
Yeah.
That would be great.
Yeah?
You know the
I'm
song?
gonna check it out.
Everything is beautiful
Yeah.
in its own way.
Yeah.
Yes. With the,
Where
there's
we live
a child chorus on
I'm
it.
gonna check it out.
You should.
Yeah, man.
I'm telling you, that'd be yeah,
No,
man. No, I mean it. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Don't
No,
yeah.
no,
don't,
man. No,
don't
man. No,
yeah,
man.
me.
No, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Don't
Yeah, man.
yeah, man me unless
What?
you mean it.
Yo, no, I'm taking in everything,
Everything is beautiful in its own way, like the starry summer night and a snow-covered winter's day. Everyone is beautiful,
Yeah.
in their own way. It's
That's
so
just true.
It's so you.
That's true.
You don't be too good to do a cover.
No.
You don't need them, but you know, a lot of great people have done covers. There's no shame in doing a cover.
No, man, I'm not ashamed of doing a cover.
Have you ever done a cover?
I did Drive.
Drive. Wow.
I did Drive for the Adam Sandler movie there with Drew Barrymore.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I actually started doing that song live, cause usually I don't like doing covers. That's true. I don't like doing covers. But
Beatles did 18.
Beatles.
The Beatles,
Them
a
18.
60s mop top group. They were big in England. Never hit here. I don't know what happened. They tried, just flopped.
Yeah,
18 covers.
them the 18 covers. And
Yeah.
some people don't even know it was covers, do they? Some of the fans, they might not know it was covers.
I feel like it'd be harder to find musical artists who didn't ever do a cover.
Oh, yeah,
Because,
that's true.
you know, Prince did covers? Prince.
Yeah.
Betcha by golly, wow. Remember
That
that
was
one?
creative. No, and Prince did that one? Did that one?
Betcha by golly, wow.
I
By
never-
the Stylistics?
Yeah, I know that song, but I never know Prince do a version of that.
Yeah, you don't.
What you say? Yeah?
Exactly. But I do.
Yeah. Well, look it up now.
Don't fuck with me on this, man.
Yeah. When did he do that one?
Thank you for joining us on this special stream. We go live most evenings and we will discover new ground as we set aside our preconceived notions of what is comedy. You will subscribe to clipped version and join the mailing list. You first must create it when you wake up. And then email it to me so that I can figure out how to do an email list. Subscribe. Hit the like button. You are enough. Once you become a member of Clip Version. Join our community. We got them Godfather goals. $2.98, folks. $2.98. We've got 298 subs and well over 4,000 watch hours. We are nearly there, folks. 500 by end of spring, 1K into summer. This is Ethernet, using the power of logos to set things in motion. I want to thank you for joining. We will do this again.